Nightguard, written by bigbwob. I shouldn't have signed up. I shouldn't have requested for an interview. The $100K wasn't worth it. It all began when I was sitting in my room, half dead, waiting for a ping from my email suggesting a job for me to hopefully get into. That's when a strange email popped up on my screen. No ping came, which is what I was accustomed to. That meant that the email went into my junk mail. Okay, so I had junk mail notifications on, so what can I say? I was desperate. The message subject stated, $100,000 in one night. I stared. Was it a scam? Probably. I clicked on it. It came with an attached document, which was a contract for the job. I figured I should probably read the email before I signed the contract, so I minimized the contract. The first few words proved to me that it was just an automated message sent by a bot, a badly programmed one at that. This was the content of the email. Hi, name, recipient, substitute. I would like to enlist you in a special job, one that many do not get a chance to experience in their entire lives. A job to come to our state-of-the-art testing facility to safeguard our specialized equipment and subjects throughout the harsh, day-to-day events of the present day. You will be compensated greatly for your efforts. So, I guess I had been enlisted to be a night guard. I pondered on the thought for a while before a loud knock resonated through my dingy apartment. "Adam, the money now," the voice said. I sighed. "Please, sir, I'm extremely sorry. Just one more day, if that wouldn't be too much trouble," I said. The landlord was back. I was months behind on my rent, and if that wasn't bad enough, I had other bills to pay. "One more day, or I'll come barging into your apartment to kick your sorry ass out," he said. I clicked on the reply to the email and I began furiously typing. I needed to make it tonight. I needed the money. "Hi, thanks for the email. I've pondered on the opportunity and I would like to accept. But first I would like to ask how long the job is and how long the contract would last. Is it possible to start tonight? And will I be able to get my pay? I'm in urgent need and I don't have much time. Thanks, Adam." The reply came as soon as I hit enter. How did they even have time to type it? The email response read, "The job will be over in the span of one night. $100,000 will be paid as soon as the job is completed. If you're ready, come to the underpass on XXXX Street at 9 p.m. Ask the homeless man for a cigarette and walk to the bus stop and ask the other man for a lighter. He will direct you to a manhole. Stand on top of it and wait for a car. Do not ask questions." When the night came, I did as they said. I stood there on the manhole cover and I saw a car in the distance. The car came to a screeching halt. I had followed the instructions to this point and I didn't know what to do. "Do I get in?" "Get in," a voice said. Well, my questions were answered then. I stepped into the car and glanced at the driver. He was a well-dressed man in a suit that just screamed wealth to everyone who laid their eyes upon him. Jet black hair slicked back with gel and neater than my own, which I had spent the last hour combing. He wore gold-rimmed glasses, a pitch-black six-piece suit with a briefcase with 2 letters printed on the top, LV. I had dreamed of his life. He didn't seem like the kind of person to have a friendly conversation with, so I kept quiet. They seemed formal enough to trust, at least I hoped. and I settled down for the ride. "Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to wake you, but we have arrived." I came to with a start as I heard the voice. I had actually fallen asleep. This wouldn't have been a good first impression, especially for a Nightguard job. They didn't seem to be fazed though, which helped calm my nerves. The driver seemed to be nice enough. I nodded and thanked him. I stepped out of the vehicle and glanced around. The sheer size of the building shocked me. It was like coming to a 10-star hotel, if those even exist. Pillars of gold, marble, and other materials that I didn't even recognize held up an enormous tower that seemed to only be accessible by a singular elevator in the middle. Lights that I couldn't see lit up the entire foyer of this state-of-the-art building. I wouldn't have been surprised to know that this was Jesus' house. If that offends anyone, for whatever reason, I'm sorry. It's just, this was too spectacular. I didn't realize I was in a trance until someone broke me out of it. "Sir, please come this way. We have a set of instructions for you that you must understand before you can ascend to the floor." What was that? Did they just speak another language? I couldn't even understand. I recognized most languages when it came to numbers, but I had never heard of this language. Puzzled, I followed him. He led me to the elevator, which opened when we came close. He stepped in and ushered me inside. He clicked a few buttons and we waited. I had already unconsciously braced myself for the slight upward push of the elevator as it rose. It never came. Instead, the door opened to another lobby, which was indoors. I hadn't even felt the elevator move. Did they have technology that was unknown to the world? I stepped out and turned around for guidance. The elevator was gone. I stumbled. A wall had replaced the elevator and there seemed to be no one around. What? Was I going crazy? Did the elevator doors just look so similar to the wall? I ran up to the wall to investigate. It was just a flat wall. How? I turned around. A note sat on top of a table. I prayed and then walked up to it. It read, "Welcome. You may have already observed that this is not a normal facility, nor will be what you experience tonight. There is no turning back. Please follow these instructions to the best of your ability. Failing to do so may cost you your life. We have taken emergency precautions, but they are not 100% reliable. So I repeat, please follow the instructions to the best of your ability. Your first task is a sweep of the first floor. There is a flashlight on the table. Walk up the stairs, turn left and walk through the corridor. Check that all the doors on the wall to your right are closed. You may hear noises behind the closed doors. Do not open them. Close any doors that are open. Once you are done, flick the light switch that is near the stairs. If there is no light switch, close your eyes and check again until it appears. Do not turn on the lights before all the doors are closed. Then go back to the stairs and cross off floor 1 on the paper aligned with this paper. Then you may take a break." After a moment of contemplating this, I decided to take things one at a time. It said that I could take a break between tasks, so I would finish them one by one. The first task seemed easy enough. I walked towards the stairs on my left and climbed up them to the first floor. It was pitch black. I flicked on the flashlight, which bathed the corridor in a green light. I could have sworn that a shadow disappeared as soon as my light flicked on. I gripped the flashlight a bit tighter. I flashed the light on every door to check if it was open or closed. Most of them were. I came to the first opened door. I shone my flashlight inside. It was pitch black, as if there was a barrier that blocked the light from entering. I grabbed the doorknob and pulled it towards the doorframe. It suddenly jerked out of my hand and slammed itself close. I stumbled backwards and yelped. I could hear scratching and banging from behind the other doors. I put my ear up to one of them. A rhythmic tapping met my ears and I began to get accustomed to the beat. I liked it. It calmed me. Then a loud bang blasted its way through another door. Whatever it was broke me out of my stupor. I needed to hurry. This didn't feel right. I ran to each door, checking every one. I felt the rhythmic tapping was increasing in volume. I started running. I slammed each door closed as I ran past and finally made it to the end wall. Banging and screeching had ensued behind all of the closed doors as I ran past. Then, the screaming began. A horrible scream that seemed so familiar. It was horrible, non-stop. It was beyond human, and it was so familiar. Like a childhood friend that you forgot, or a family member, one that you hadn't seen in a while. It was as if the door beckoned to me to open it. I wanted to. I think I needed to. Another loud bang echoed through the hallway. I shook. I needed to hurry. I ran back to the stairs, checking each door as I ran past again. It seemed that some of the doors had been reopened, so I slammed them shut. I got back to the stairs, sighed out loud, and flicked on the light switch. The door. I didn't close a door. I should have checked again. The door frame exploded in rubble. I didn't wait for the dust to clear. I ran. This is going to be a long night.